Hi guys, so this is the fifth day of the 31 Days of Horror, and the film that I watched today was The Tortured, and I found it while surfing the amazing horror selection on Netflix. And I decided to watch this one because of the synopsis. It's kind of a revenge film, and those are pretty much one of my favorite types of films to watch. I guess the thing with revenge films is that they, especially if they're done right, they're like extremely satisfying in a way that a lot of other films aren't, if that makes sense. And I guess it's just because it's just one of those things that you will probably never ever have to experience in your life, which is a good thing to not experience that vast amount of trauma or loss that causes people to try to attain revenge in these types of films. But it's just ultimately so satisfying if they're done right to watch a good revenge film, and that's partly the reason I really like them. But The Tortured stars Erica Christensen, who I like her decent enough. She plays Elise Landry, and her husband Craig Landry, played by Jesse Metcalfe, who I'm not the biggest fan of. I've only seen him in a few things, but I'm not a huge fan of his at all. They have a 6-year-old son, and one day he gets kidnapped and murdered. The murderer is apprehended, they go through the legal proceedings. He gets 25 to life, and ultimately, Elise is not happy with that ruling. And the film just kind of follows them going through their grief of losing their child. They get mad at each other. Their marriage is kind of disintegrating. And Elise really wants, from the beginning, she really wants to get revenge on this guy. And her husband is the one who's kind of, let's leave it to the authorities, let's leave it to the legal system to do that. We're like, we're not Neanderthals. We're like people, and we can't do stuff like this. But eventually, his depression and grief and stuff going on in his life drives him to the point that he agrees with her, and they create a plan to kidnap the murderer while he is, I forget, he's getting transferred or something, and they hatch a plot to and successfully to get him while he's in transit and take him to a cabin where they then proceed to take out basically all their grief and anger out on him by torturing him. So here's my thing with this film. Of course, in most films, you can't, you have to kind of, not be super strict about or a stickler about the way things are, because it's not real life. It's a film. It's not meant to be like exactly, most of them are not meant to be exactly like real life. But this is just probably me nitpicking, of course, but this child murderer who they go to discover has done this many times before. The way he gets captured bothered me, because this could be with any type of killing. If you are a serial killer and you get away with murder, it might be luck the first time, but a few times, you kind of, for the most part, you know what you're doing. You're not going to be messy. You're not going to be stupid. You're not getting caught for a reason. Well, the way that the killer in this film originally gets caught and apprehended by the authorities was really, and it's not really ruining anything because it tells you the synopsis that he gets caught, but it's just stupid stuff that if he had gotten away with these, and it's shown to be quite a few murders, he wouldn't be making the kind of mistakes that he did to get caught. And he lives right across the street from a elementary school, which is also kind of weird. But just, there's things around his capture that, like, there was children's stuff. You could see him through his window in his living room or bedroom. There was children's stuff and children's clothes. And the room where he kept his victims wasn't soundproof, so people, the neighbors and other people could hear, like, loud noises and crying and things from the basement. If you had killed multiple children, I think you would have gotten, like, done it enough to where you wouldn't make these kind of mistakes, because that's the reason why you haven't gotten caught. Because seriously, just the stupid stuff that happened and the way he got caught was like, that's something that someone that killed for the first time would do, not someone that's killed multiple times. That bothered me. And the other thing was, right after he was sentenced in court, Elise is really upset, and they go out, I think right outside the courtroom. She's trying to whisper, but she's speaking really, like, she's really emotional and frantic, and so, you know, that would draw attention. And she says kind of loudly that she wants to buy a gun and all this stuff and wants to kill him. And it's right outside the courtroom, and you're surrounded by people that were just inside the courtroom, and probably lots of police and you know, lawyers and people who know what's going on, and you're, like, saying really loudly that you want to kill the guy right outside there. That to me just seemed really stupid. Like, I don't know, like, you wouldn't do that right near where that happened, because that's just gonna give it away. I don't know, that was kind of stupid. But other than that, the acting was decent. The Jesse Metcalf guy, he was okay, and he wasn't amazing. I feel that there wasn't enough time spent on the torture, because it kind of, all this doesn't come about till kind of the later half of the movie. And I mean, they did some things, you know, it was kind of, I mean, it's, you know, kind of graphic and gory, but I mean, it just didn't, I don't know, for the film to the synopsis to be, like, about that one part, I just thought it would have taken up a bigger chunk of the movie. So that was that. But I will have to say, though, it had a really good end, like a twist in the end. And I'm one of those people that I've seen so many movies, I can usually tell what's gonna, like, if there's a twist in the end, I can usually tell ahead of time. Except for certain, like, Thai movies, Thai twists are, like, awesome. But this one, I didn't see the ending coming, that twist, and I thought that was really cool. Yeah, overall, there was a lot of problems with it. I think it could have been really cool, or a really good movie, if they would have just spent more time on if the killer and the kind of people kidnapping him weren't as stupid in some respects, I guess. That just, you know, that's probably just me being nitpicky, but that kind of bothered me a little. But that, and just, the pacing was a little slow, just because it kind of took a long time for anything to start actually happening. They kind of spent a lot of time with the proceedings, you know, and then how the parents were dealing with the aftermath. But overall, I mean, I definitely rated it higher because of the ending. I thought that twist was pretty good. So for me, it's like a 6. If you're bored, it's on Netflix. If you like, you know, revenge type things. Wasn't an awesome revenge film or anything, but it was decent. So if you are interested in watching it, it's there. It's better than a lot of other movies that are on the horror section on Netflix. But yeah, that was my review of The Tortured. And it's, day 5 of 21 Days of Horror. And I guess I will be try to make another one every day and actually do it on time. So, thanks so much for watching.